In an MSNBC exclusive, Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas spoke with us here in Miami, where the U.S. Coast Guard is seeing a historic increase in the number of migrants coming by sea. We spoke with the secretary as the Biden administration says they've seen a 97% decrease in the number of people trying to cross the southwest border in January compared to December. They attribute the drop to their new migrant parole program, which allows up to 30,000 people from Nicaragua, Cuba, Haiti, and Venezuela into the U.S. if they apply from their home countries and have a U.S. financial sponsor. Secretary, just this last year, Coast Guard folks tell me that there's been like a 637% increase in the number of Cubans that have been intercepted at sea. These are just record numbers. Why do you think Cubans are willing to take that risk now?
Well, let me say one important thing. They should not take that risk now or tomorrow. And let me tell you how we've responded. Number one, we have surged resources to interdict individuals, and we consider that a humanitarian mission to save their lives, given how many lives are lost at sea. Number two, we have built and are continuing to build safe and lawful pathways for them to reach the United States. The parole process that we announced on January 5th, we've seen a significant drop in the number of encounters of Cubans at our southern border, as well as interdicted at sea.
So will the number of Cubans and Haitians that are intercepted at sea here be included in that 30,000 cap that are returned?
Oh, no, because, well, I should say the following. People who take to the sea will not be eligible for the parole process. It is so important that they wait and they take advantage of this lawful, safe process, because when they are interdicted at sea, they will no longer be eligible.
Essentially, you're saying is if you don't have a patrocinador, if you don't have someone that can here give you the financial resources that you're going to need, you have no shot.
Well, let me say this, because I don't think that's true. It's very important that people understand that when they take advantage of this parole process, they come to the United States and they very quickly receive work authorization. They receive the ability to work lawfully in the United States, and we've been issuing that work authorization very quickly. And so they can sustain themselves. They have the means to support themselves and their loved ones.
Are those work permits going to be given to these folks in a rapid manner? And there's no doubt that that's occurred over and beyond. Are they jumping the line for those that are here and that are requesting work permits that have come through and asked for asylum?
So we are meeting the urgency of the moment. We are allocating our resources where the urgency requires, and this is an urgency because we are seeing too much death and loss at sea.
So is that a yes or a no?
I wouldn't say that they are jumping the line, because we are employing all sorts of administrative measures to deliver relief through varied programs as quickly as possible.
Secretary, New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez and dozens of other Democratic lawmakers are critical of the policies that were announced earlier this month that proposed also a federal rule making it difficult for asylum seekers to claim asylum at the southern border if they did not first seek asylum in a country they passed through. Menendez says you can't acknowledge that asylum is a right and block it at the same time, adding, we are appalled to see President Biden replicate President Trump's immigration strategy. Is this an immigration strategy presented by Trump that Biden is now doing?
This is not a Trump-era policy. It does not resemble the Trump-era policy. There are a few things I'd like to explain. Number one, this has been framed as an expansion of Title 42. We have tried to end Title 42, which is not an immigration authority. It is a public health authority. We were blocked from doing so by the courts. We tried to use our immigration authorities under Title 8 of the United States Code. This is not a transit ban. We have provided a lawful path for individuals to seek entry through our ports, along the southern border using the CBP One application, the CBP One app.
Secretary, our anecdotal experience is that some of the migrants that are in Mexico camps are finding it extremely difficult to use CBP One, the new app meant to allow migrants to apply for protections. How many people have gotten access to that app? Do you know? And also, if it's not working, is this not a moot issue?
Oh, so the application is working. CBP One app is working. We are receiving individuals at our ports of entry every single day. That does not mean that there aren't technical difficulties from time to time. I'm here in Miami to learn about those technical difficulties.
On Wednesday, the House Judiciary Committee is holding a hearing titled The Biden Border Crisis Part 1. House Republicans have filed articles of impeachment against you, accusing you of high crimes and misdemeanors. What's your reaction to that, and what's your message to those Republicans?
My message to them would be, the immigration system has been terribly broken and outdated for decades. That is something about which everyone agrees, and it is my hope that they take that problem and they fix it once and for all. In the meantime, within a broken system, we are doing everything that we can to increase its efficiency, to provide humanitarian relief when the law permits, and to also deliver an enforcement consequence when the law dictates. That is exactly what we are doing. And as far as I am concerned, I will continue to do that with tremendous pride in the people with whom I work.
Some of the criticism includes, for example, the 600,000 plus getaways, folks who came into this country and did not go through the process of requesting asylum. So do you know where they are and who they are, the people that don't request asylum when they arrive here?
So for the first time since 2011, the President of the United States presented a budget successfully that increased the number of Border Patrol agents. For the first time this year, we have 300 more Border Patrol agent eligibility positions than we did in the past. We are making tremendous strides. We are devoting tremendous resources to enhance our border security, and we will keep at it.
Do you know where they are and who they are?
So gotaways have been a challenge from year to year, regardless of the administration. Whether it's more than 1 million in the early part of this department's administration, or it's hundreds of thousands over the ensuing years. But what we are doing is we are dedicating people, physical assets, and an increasing reliance and use of innovative technology to enhance our visibility and our interdiction capabilities.